We're in this together. How can I help you?
We will lead people to real equality in this country, to fight against oppression by any means necessary.
What you're doing is just. Never question that.
Brothers and sisters, are you ready?
That was a glimpse of the newest installment of the National Geographic anthology series titled Genius, MLK/X. This season focuses on the lives of civil rights icons Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, tracing their individual but intersecting journeys that led to their chance encounter on March 26, 1964. And it sheds light on how essential their wives, Coretta Scott King and Dr. Betty Shabazz, were to the movement and in shaping their legacies. This week, I had a chance to speak with Kelvin Harrison Jr., who portrays Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and Aaron Pierre, who plays Malcolm X. Kelvin Harrison Jr., Aaron Pierre, thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having us.
So, Aaron, let me start with you. What kind of preparation went into taking on the role that you play of Malcolm X, such a seminal historical figure?
I was terrified to embark on this journey. I immediately identified the magnitude of embarking on the journey and the enormity of the responsibility. For me, there is much misinformation in the world about El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, Malcolm X. So for me, one of the top priorities was seeking information that I felt was as close to the source as possible. So the first place I went to was Malcolm X's autobiography, dictated to Alex Haley. I then went to The Sword and the Shield by Peniel E. Joseph. I watched a documentary about Malcolm X that was guided by Dr. Betty Shabazz. I watched historical footage, interviews, speeches, panels. And then I think something that was tremendously important to me and very empowering was visiting Harlem, spending time in Harlem, walking the sidewalk, walking the streets, breathing the air. I've said before, it's in the concrete. Yes, areas change, areas develop, they evolve. But I think what always remains is the strength, the endurance, the power of those who have led in those communities, prior to the present day.
And Kelvin, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked you when we had a similar conversation at the African American History Museum. What was it like for you to play such an historic figure like Martin Luther King Jr.?
It's very overwhelming, and it's also exciting. I think when you grow up in America and you're faced with this man who you're told has done everything to allow you to be able to be here, to be able to go to the schools that I went to be able to have the privileges that I currently have and grew up with. And he's someone said earlier, a cultural superhero. These men are cultural superheroes. Well, they're flying in the sky and I'm still walking on the ground. And I don't necessarily know how to get up there. I can try. I did this at one point and it didn't work. But when I'm preparing to play a man like this, I immediately start to recognize all the things that I felt like I did not have. So to be asked to do something like that, I go, I'm an imposter for even saying yes. I feel like this is unearned. I haven't earned the career to be able to portray a man like this as an actor. I haven't earned the life experiences to understand a man like this as a person, as a man. I'm not even old enough, because the actors that have done it before us have all been in their 30s or older. And, Aaron and I are still in our 20s. We're almost out, though. But but I talked to Gina and Reggie, and I talked to Damien and Raphael, our executive producers and showrunners, and they said that imposter syndrome you're experiencing is very similar to what Dr. King was and what Malcolm was experiencing, and Coretta and Betty Shabazz. And they were so young when they embarked on their journey to defend our humanity, defend our identity as Black people. So you just need to walk one foot in front of the other, have faith, trust the process.
The 8-part series, and it's an incredible series. And the one thing it does very well, actually it does two things very well. It portrays Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X as multifaceted individuals, as you both alluded to, who are vulnerable, insecure, have doubts. But it also shows the power of Coretta Scott King and Dr. Betty Shabazz. They were not ancillary to the movement. They were essential to the movement. Am I right in thinking that without Coretta, there would be no MLK, and without Betty, there would be no X? Aaron, you jump in first.
The short answer is yes. Without Dr. Betty Shabazz, without Coretta Scott King, in my personal view, and I think you share this sentiment, it would be impossible to show up in the capacity that Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King did, and for the duration of time that they did, and at the young age that they did. You know, these are tremendous women, and I think something I'm deeply proud about is, you know, the bright, powerful, beautiful light we shine on them. And I'm really hopeful that it gives people insight into their journeys, their history, their lives.
Kelvin?
Yeah, I think I feel like the most exciting points in the story that we get to talk about is Coretta's involvement in Vietnam. And I just think that, like, you know, that was a big move for him. He got a lot of flack for it. But at the same time, it was the right thing to step out and speak on. How do you say you're a humanitarian and don't protect the humanity of the entire country? And so to see that Coretta was on that train way sooner than he was and took the big jump first, that to me just is a perfect example of the power she had. And then to say that these women 33 years after they passed was still keeping this movement alive, you know, was still setting up the centers and the foundations. And one of the things we get to talk about today are their incredible lives is because they kept the legacy alive and they taught their kids and they kept future generations and they keep it going.
Kelvin Harrison Jr., you play Martin Luther King. Aaron Pierre, you play Malcolm X. The name of the series is Genius, MLK/X. Thank you both very much for coming to the show.